What's up, my cannibals? We're back for a short, quick second. You guys, I promise you, I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now. I attempt to try. Well, hold on, let me get my words together. You know, this tongue of mine be getting tied up a lot. I have attempted to make a video about five times before I make this one. So, I'm trying to get this one right. But I know we all been watching what's been going on in the news about that submarine. And it's very, very unfortunate that those people had to lose their lives. You know, very, very unfortunate. You know, had it been me, I would have never even thought of even getting in a tube like that. You know, honestly, you guys, I'm claustrophobic. I don't like being in the back seats. I need to be in the front seat because I need to get out as quickly as possible if something was to happen. You know, but it's very, very sad that had to happen to those people. And then I also heard today that one of the millionaires that was on board, his wife, I think her either the great grandmother or the great grandfather, one of the two that they are related to her. One of the two that they are related to her. One in the her grandfather was a billionaire on the Titanic, but he perished too with the ship. And I find that to be so eerie. You know, like damn, your husband died like either your grandmother or your grandfather. You know, like damn, like wow, how eerie is that? But on the flip side, I do have questions. Like I do wonder sometimes, like, is this a distraction? You know, to keep Americans or really the world off of what's really important and what's really going on in this world. You know, because a lot of times the news will cover things that I would say are kind of minor instead of covering things that are very, very like bad. Like, I mean, it's so much going on in this world right now that's not being talked about. But I don't want to be naive because I know people lost their lives. But sometimes I do have like questions with these stories that are, presented to the world and presented to us. And it's almost like they want us to believe them. As far as I'm concerned, they probably already knew these people was already dead. We're just getting the news about it, to be honest with you. But I honestly feel like don't know, not damn soul need to be going down that deep to go visit some ship that has been that have sunk 111 years ago. It ain't coming up to the surface. Sorry to tell you. It ain't coming up. All the artifacts that y'all want to try to get, y'all should have been down there trying to get that instead of trying to, be an observer and look, But that cost them their lives, It did. And I don't know if it won, I'll be damned. I would be damned if I'm going to be one of the ones, if I had the money, paying that amount of money to go down there in a small ass tube, and I'm sitting Indian style. For one, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I'd be too worried about the worst of what could happen. Although we can pray, but we also can't be naive. I'm just being honest. And that's with anything in life. That's with anything in life. I trust in, look, I don't want to sound like a non-believer, but I trust in the Lord. But at the same time, sometimes we're going to have to go through this. Look, everybody's going to have to go through some traumatic things in this life. I'm keeping it real. Okay? And I would say sometimes it may be for our good, or maybe for another reason that I cannot explain why. But we all going to have to go through some things. But I just can't even imagine. It's wasting now. You done wasted your money, and it costed your life. It cost you your life, and many other people that was on board their lives. But they signed up for it. Which is why you really can't be all that upset because they knew, they were told. It kind of reminds me of a story about I'm not going to quote scripture, but remember when someone was told not to look back when God was destroying, I think it was it Sodom and Gomorrah? Sodom and Gomorrah, I believe. and that person look back and they turn to a pillow of salt, it's almost like that. It's just like, wow, hmm, maybe you should be, more knowledgeable about what you are getting yourself into, and be obedient. Because listen to your first gut. Because I feel like we all have intuition, and if you feel like something's not right, it's best not to go along with it, because it can save your life. It can save your life. But also, when you are being disobedient and you want to go against the grain, and you think just because you may be around some people that may know what they're doing, but obviously they didn't know what they was doing all the way because they did not come back up, you may want to rethink it and and do something, totally different than what you intended on doing, because it may can cost you your life. Just like that girl that I don't want to bring her into this, but that it's been people that have got on planes, and they had an accident and they passed away because the plane was just overloaded, you know, and they were told, this plane can only hold so much, and it's just so many scenarios of situations that people sometimes put themselves in, that they don't that in my eyes they don't really have to be in. You know, you can change it. You can change it by saying no. If you don't feel right with anything with that, well, I would say if you don't feel right with anything that you are doing, whether when it comes to you traveling or being around a group of people, just going anywhere, don't go. Don't go, because it can end two ways. It can end good, or it may end bad, in tragedy. You know, it's been plenty of times where I have I promise you guys, I'm really clairvoyant. But it's been plenty of times where I have tried to save people from doing the wrong thing, or I was with them and something, and I left away, and I left away from around them, and something bad ended up happening to them. Something bad ended up happening to them, and it's like I wish they would have listened, and I also be like, I thank God I wasn't with them, because I could have been in the mix of getting towed up by by anything, by a gunshot or being stabbed or jumped on. Always listen to your first gut, and always listen to someone that's trying to help you out. When it comes to your decision making, if you feel like you're not too sure about something, go with your first gut and don't go through with it. And that falls into another topic. It falls into another topic about this whole surgery thing. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing it online about people still want to go underneath the knife, fixing their bodies. And I feel like you want to show your body off, you want to get all pole and stuff. If you want to look like that, look like that. But you're not going to look like that forever. How I look right now is not how I looked. I may look the same to some people, but I don't feel out in certain areas. I ain't too proud. I ain't too I don't mind it. I ain't proud to say it. I ain't too proud to say it. Yeah, I got some weight on me. And I'm not ashamed of it. And people need to start embracing who they are, and where they at in their life, and how they look in their appearance, because, like, come on now, stop trying to look how society wants you to look, and stop trying to keep up with everybody's. I would say keep up with. Well, I would say keeping up with the Joneses. That's what it is. Keeping up with the Joneses. It's a lot of people that are struggling with body issues. I don't understand it. Hell, we all are not going to be toothpicks around here. Anybody going to be skinny? You're going to have some meat. You're going to have some fat. I hope these people that do go underneath the knife know that you do have good fat in your body. Everything that I would say, all the fat that's in your body ain't bad. It's some good fat. It's some good fat. But is it really worth it? Is it really worth it getting underneath the knife and not waking back up? And even if you do wake back up, you gotta go somewhere else to heal. Just like that young lady that lost her life. She went in for a mommy makeover. Next thing you know, a couple more hours, she was gone. She was gone. And I feel like that could have been avoided. All you had to do, because I feel like a lot of people are lazy. when it comes to wanting to work out. If you don't like lifting up a machine, well, I would say, um, if you don't like going to the gym and lifting all them weights, walk, walk and eat right. Eat fruits and vegetables. Walk and eat fruits and vegetables. Cut out the bread and the starches. Cut all that stuff out. Cut it out. And drink plenty of water. Because let me tell you like this: all that juice and pop is nothing but sugar water. That's really what it is. Sugar water. And it ain't good for us. It ain't good for us. So all this, I need to hear run and get this tummy tuck, and I want to get snatched. Man, forget all that snatch stuff. Forget all that. Because you never know. What you do right now can have a big effect down the line in the near future. Because you got to get old. You got to get old, and you're putting all those things in, fillers in your faces, and, silicone and all the, the Botox and all that stuff. That stuff is not healthy. It's not meant for us to be, it's not meant to be in our system. It's not really meant for all that stuff. Is not really meant to be in our system. Just like with pain medicine, even though it can cure the pain, but down the line it can cause other issues in the body. That's why I would suggest shoot. Because I ain't gonna lie, I would pop a pain pill here and there, but I'm not too fun on pills, But that's why it's really important to just take care of yourself. Walk it out. Get in the sun. Sweat it out. Sweat it out. That's all you gotta do. Sweat it out. It's not that hard. You can do everything else. You can stuff your face, but you don't. But once that fat, I would say, but once you start getting that bulge and the little roll here and there that you probably can't change, you want to run to the doctors. Shoot, that's crazy to me. I mean, it was not crazy, but I just feel like it's lazy. Heck, it's lazy. You think you're gonna be around here for for umpteen amount of years, and you got all this stuff? I feel like it's poisoning. All this stuff in the body. Folks got to go back and forth to get their butt, injected with shots and stuff because it done fell down. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Who want to walk around? Look, when them girls get older, that's got the big butts, that stuff is gonna flop. It's gonna drop. Flop and drop. Flop, drop, and ain't gonna be no pop in it. It's gonna all flop. It's gonna all come down. Titties gonna be sagging. Look, come on now. I would just say, and learn to embrace and love yourself for who you are. Because you're not gonna be looking like how you was 10 and 20 something years ago. You're not. You're just not. It took me, I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me some time to get to a place in my life where I was happy with who I was and how I looked. Because I was trying to, I was at a place where I was trying to keep up with, with an image. And when I was doing that, I was losing myself, and I'm glad I stopped doing that because that wasn't making I would say my self-confidence any better. It's kind of made it worse because I was just steady trying to keep up with I would say keep up with a look, a particular look. But now, forget that. I am going to continue to be happy with my body size. My body size, my body weight, and keep it pushing. And I would suggest a lot of these women and men, because it's men I heard that is like that too, underneath the knife. Be happy. Okay? Be happy. Honestly, if you're not working out, you can go underneath the knife and get all that stuff sucked out and tight. But if you're not working out or doing anything to maintain that weight that you want to be at, it's coming back. It is all coming back. And ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it if you ain't got the money to go in there and get it sucked out of you. You're going to have to walk it out. Walk it out. People can laugh at fat folks, but you being fat or being obese you can change that. If you ain't, I would say if you can walk with being obese. Some people can't really walk that well while that, being that size. But if you can get up off your behind and walk a few hours, or maybe an hour or two. It depends on how you do your thing. Hey, you saving yourself a life. You're saving yourself from all that stuff that's not really supposed to be in your body. Really, you're saving yourself. You're saving yourself for real. Cause I'll be a damn fool. I'll be a damn fool thinking something's wrong with me, and I want to go to the doctor and get it something nipped and tucked, and I'm still in my 30s. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? It ain't gonna stay that. Look, nothing ever stays the same. It's gonna sag. It's gonna wrinkle up. It's gonna wrinkle up. I just don't understand it sometimes. Folks need to get out of that. I want to look like this person, look like that. Baby, once you dead, you ain't gonna be looking like that. You're gonna shrivel up like a prune. You're gonna shrivel up. Trying to, I'm just saying, like, people need to start learn to love themselves. Learn to love yourself, man. Learn to love yourself, and I promise you, when you start loving yourself, I believe a lot of these people out here don't be loving themselves. They don't love themselves like that. Like I would say, they don't love themselves like they say they love themselves, because they're taking risks with themselves. Going underneath the knife at those ages. And even if you was seasoned in your 60s or 50s, and you decide to go do some work, you still don't need it. Still don't need it, because you're gonna make yourself look even more messed up. Are you gonna be able to blink? Is that eyebrow gonna be able to go up? That them cheeks gonna be really puffy and looking like plastic on. It's so much to plastic surgery. I promise you, it will have you looking toe up. And they will have the pictures to prove it. They sure will. And you be looking at yourself looking like, oh, I still look the same. No, you do not. Stop fooling yourself. Look, stop deceiving yourself. You do not look the same just because you done got something just because you done got a needle poked in your face, or something injected in your ass, or something that's tucked out, or something that got stuck out of your stomach and put in your ass. All this. A lot of these people be walking around with bad bodies. Bad bodies. That's why it's important. That's why it's very, very important to just go ahead and walk it out. That's what I do, you guys. I walk it out. I may not always eat right, but I know how to lose and gain and lose and gain the right way. I don't like cooking with a lot of salt. I don't like too much. I really don't like eating a lot. I don't want to tell a lie, but I'm working on trying to cut out sugar, because I really do have a hard time with that. I really do have a hard time with that, because I had a sweet tooth. But, I'm putting myself on restrictions. Get an apple. Get an apple instead of getting a Debbie cake, or eating some dairy products, But yeah, I'm just saying, you guys. It's all about self-care. Self-care. All I see out here is just everybody trying to look like everybody else. When are people gonna learn how to be and look like themselves, them original selves? Stop trying to change it. Stop trying to change it, because you're not gonna look like how you used to look. Everybody's evolving. Just like I'm just in looks and whatever adventures you have or what I say, your journey in life that you may have to go through. You're evolving. We're all changing. Like, picture it now. You think, son, not all, but do you think you may be in the same headspace that you're in right now, 10 years or 10 or 15 years later on down the line? Probably not. Because a lot of the way how I was thinking a couple of years ago, I don't think like that now. Like, my views have changed. My views have changed a whole lot. Man, shoot, that's why I'm just happy the way I am. I get up off my ass and I go walking. I'm telling you, if you walk more, you'll see the results a lot quicker than getting underneath the knife and then sitting and laying back, being all uncomfortable on your back trying to heal. I promise you, plastic surgery is not meant for human beings. I'm trying to tell you. Look, if you continue to eat right and take care of yourself, you will see the results. And you will look good. You will look damn good doing it the natural way. Doing it the natural way. I'm just saying. And y'all can go out there and do that stuff if you want to. You know, but don't go. But I would say don't be making GoFundMe's and saying I should have listened, but I want to do this for myself. No, you want to keep up with the Joneses. You know, you want to look like how society would expect you to look or want you to look. Forget that. Look, if society don't accept you. You know what? It shouldn't even matter. The only thing that really should matter is God. that's really who has the last say is God. You know, forget what these other people want you to be and how to be. Please God. Stop trying to please people. You know, I feel like a lot of people be out here trying to please folks, and forget pleasing people because you'll never please. You'll never be able to really fully please anyone besides your mate. You know, because there's always going to be somebody out there that's got something to say, whether it's good or bad. I'm just saying. But you know what, you guys? It's time for me to get in the shower. I just came on here for a little quick chit chat. I didn't want too much of nothing. But I hope you guys are enjoying your afternoon. Well, it's nighttime now. I'm like a night owl. I'm going to be up for a little minute. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all evening. And y'all stay safe out there. Stay safe and pray over yourselves, you know. And be careful and be mindful of the decisions that you make. Because it can end up one or two ways. Good or bad. All right. And now on that note, you guys, that concludes my video. Peace. My cannibals, we're out of here.